Bro, yeah. Diesel buses sounds, yeah, they're kind of overrated. I know I used to gas them up and that, but now that I look back at them now, you know, there's plenty of nicer things sounding out there. You know, like cars, you know, trains, you know, even fucking airplanes. I mean, airplanes can sound a bit too obnoxious, but you see cars, yeah, cars can still sound neat and nice, loud. But buses, yeah, if a bus is too noisy, it gets to the point where it's like, see, even with trucks too. With buses, yeah, it gets to a point where when they're too loud, they start to sound a bit, you know. No, and you know what the mad thing is, yeah? I look at this thing now, yeah, right now, and it looks fucking boring, looking at. But if I was to see someone piece that together on Roblox, you'd be like, oh, whoa. If you used to see someone piece that like on Roblox and make it look like exactly like it does IRL, you'd be shocked. But when you see it in person, yeah, it looks so bland. Like when you look at this average E400, not gonna lie, I like the way the window, yeah, the window goes all the way to the top at the front. I like that. That's about it. When you look at the sides, they're a bit bland. You know, there's no connection. There's not really any connection towards the rear. It's only this bit of line there. You know, just looks quite boring. The rear is completely flat. But I do like the smile that the rear window has. I like that smile, that smiling design. It looks like a smile, innit? With the rear destination as the eyes, and the group invitation as the teeth, and the window is like the mouth, innit? Looks like it's smiling at you. I wish that's one thing, yeah. I do kind of like the E400 for. It's rear design. It's rear window design. And I like the way the rear window's curvature, yeah. The lower deck one curves all the way. It curves all the way to the top of the lining of the wall. That's one thing I will say I like about it. And I like how the E400 theme, yeah. It's got this rounded theme to it. Like even when you look at the side windows, the end bit of the top. No, the first top side window, it's curved, it's got that round curvature. And you look at the rear bit, the rear two windows, the rear window upstairs and the rear window downstairs, they're also curved in like this same theme of like a rounded edge. I like it. I like the E400 for that. It's got this whole rounded theme. But when you look at it like aesthetically, like when you just look at the E400 in general, like it kind of does look a bit boring to look at, I'll be real. But like ADL, yeah, they did cook with it a bit. Like it is an improvement from the ALX 400 though, without a doubt. But then the MMC came in, that got even better. And even the city was gorgeous. It looks even better than the MMC, even though it's like the front and the sides kind of like redone and the rear's a bit more curved upwards. And then Lord and behold, these new E400s, yeah, that are coming out now, these fourth generation, we're on to the fourth generation of the Enviros now. Because the city and the MMC, yeah, they're kind of combined. Like the city's basically like a facelift version of the MMC, innit? But like these lot, yeah, see what it is, yeah, ADL, yeah, they cooked it with the front, the shaping of them headlights at the front, decent work. That's the type of design work you'd see on a fucking car, where the lights are curved precise like that, you know. And even the way leading up towards the destination, if you look at the black bit that the destination's sitting on, yeah, ADL didn't leave it fully flat. Like as it goes down, yeah, the edges of that side, the edges of that black bit that the front window, the front. So you see the edges of that front display, the front destination that yeah, the destination, the front bit that the black bit that the front destination is sitting on the new MV 400. If you look at the bottom edges are curved. You know, that's something we haven't really had on buses before, apart from the street deck. That's something. See, it's more. See, that's another unique idea we're bringing into our buses now. You know, first it came from the street deck where the edges of the edges of the black bit that the destination is sitting on is curved. You know. But then again, you have the E400 with its side display. The first to second gen E400s, their side display, they've got a rounded. They've got the edges of that rounded. I like it. I like that. That's another unique thing, you know. But it still counts. Like maybe if the window underneath here was also rounded on its edges, maybe the design would hit harder, you know. Or maybe if all the windows were just rounded in general on the E400, on the first to second gen ones. But yeah, you see that newer gen MV 400 that's came out now, that electric thing, yeah, that one there, the front is no doubt, yeah, a killer, yeah. And then you go to the rear and you see that ADL. I've gotten rid of that whole boring circle rear light error of the buses, even with the front. You know, they've got rid of that rounded light boring design that every bus basically has. You know, they've taken things to their own league where they're doing like straight strips of lights. I like that as well. I also like that. You know, but the rear, yeah, the rear could be a bit better. I won't be real. The rear does. I can't lie, yeah. I'm gonna be totally honest. The rear of that new MV 400, it kind of looks a bit plain. I'll be straight up. But the front is a killer. The side, yeah, I kind of like how they used a bit of the black. They used a bit of the black outlines. I like how they did it on that. But the first two left lower deck windows, yeah, the design around there on the new gen MV 400 looks a bit plain. I'll be real. Like, we need to change up more. Like, I feel like the newer gen of the MV 400 needs to have more changed up on the side. Like, it still kind of looks a bit close to plain, you know. See, this is what I mean. These bus manufacturers, yeah, they're always killing it with the front, right? But then leading on towards that side, they just give up. And then sometimes it can be a bit better at the rear, you know. Or sometimes it can just be a bit plain as well, you know.